Fuck me. Guys, good early morning to each and every single one of you on this Friday morning, on Friday the 23rd of February 2024 this year. Good morning, early morning to each and every single one of you. Welcome back to the channel, United Red Devils 20 on YouTube. First of all, to be a massive favour for me, hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel, United Red Devils 20 on YouTube. Share the video, hit the tweet button, hit the retweet button, remember to always remember to put that notification bell on at all times to receive dedicated brand new content planned for the rest of 2024 this year on United Red Devils 20 on YouTube for brand new videos, brand new shorts, brand new live streams. We've got brand new games, brand new gaming content, as well as Rocket League, Fortnite, EAFC 24, F1 23, F1 24. We've also got EA Sports FC 25. More previews, more match reactions, and much more brand new stuff planned for 2024 on the channel. So please subscribe. If you are new, you're all very welcome to join us on this channel and on this community and on this journey that we're all on together. Obviously, it's another weekend of Premier League football. It is match day 26. There is only 12 games remaining of this 2023-2024 Premier League season. Match day 26 at Old Trafford. It is Manchester United versus mid-table Fulham. Currently, mid-table in the bottom half of the Premier League. Fulham obviously have really struggled since the departure of Alexander Mitrovic. The last few results have been very up and down for Fulham under Marco Silva. Obviously, I do think he's done a very good job since he took over from Scott Parker. When Scott Parker was in charge of Fulham, Fulham were very up and down. I mean, from relegation to promotion, from relegation to promotion. Fulham were a very up and down club under Scott Parker, but the transformation Marco Silva has done for that Fulham team has been nothing more than remarkable. They have been a very good asset since they've been back in the Premier League. They've achieved some very good results against some of the top teams. Away from home, Fulham do really struggle. And at home, at Craven Cottage, obviously, it is their stomping ground. They do get the better results at home. But obviously, Manchester United face them at home. It's a 3 p.m. home afternoon kickoff on Saturday afternoon at Old Trafford. And obviously, Manchester United are in very good form at the moment. We haven't lost so far this year in 2024. I think if we win this game today, that would be Wolves, West Ham, Villa, Luton. And if we can beat Fulham this weekend, that's 5 Premier League wins in a row out of 6 games with the draw against Tottenham, an FA Cup win against Newport. So that would be 7 games in a row. If we can add Fulham to that list this weekend, Manchester United would be currently on a 7 to 8 game unbeaten run. We haven't lost. We are scoring more goals. We're playing better football. We got very lucky against Luton last weekend. Obviously, 2-0 up inside the 7 minutes. Luton get the goal back, and Manchester United were very much on the back foot of that game. And I think if we can win this weekend, with results also going our way, we will be 2 points behind Aston Villa. We will be level on points with Tottenham. So Manchester United have got a big opportunity here to close in on top 4. If we can get top 4 and we can get Champions League qualification again for next season, as well as winning the FA Cup, you have got to give this season, for me, an 8 or a 7 out of 10 for the way Erik ten Hag has turned this Manchester United side around. On match day 21, Manchester United were over 11 points behind Aston Villa. We were 11 points behind 4th place Aston Villa in the Premier League table. The turnaround we have been on and the remarkable form of Rasmus Højlund has put Manchester United in a very good headspace here. And I think the way we are playing at the moment and the goals we are scoring and the way we are managing to dismantle some of these mid-table teams, Manchester United really should be beating a team like Fulham. Fulham have always been one of those bogey teams. They've been one of those teams that top clubs really struggle to break down. At home at Craven Cottage, Fulham are very much better than when they are away from home. Fulham do really struggle. I don't think Fulham are having the season they wanted this season due to the injuries, the suspensions, and also some of the players that departed Fulham over the summer. I think Fulham have really, really struggled to gain Premier League survival. I don't think they're going to go down. I don't think they're going to be relegated, but Fulham have also got key players out of this weekend's game. They've got a lot of injuries, they've got a lot of suspensions, but so have Manchester United. Unfortunately, with news of Luke Shaw being out injured for the rest of the season for 3 months with a severe hamstring injury, it looks like we have got no fully fit, balanced back four yet again for this weekend's game, which again has been a massive mistake for Manchester United to obviously have a left back that has been injury prone for so many years since he broke his leg in two places when Louis van Gaal was in charge of Manchester United Football Club. And it was in the Champions League group stage away to PSV, and we lost that game when Luke Shaw horrifically broke his leg in two places. And since then, the decline of Luke Shaw, he's been on a roller coaster, a fitness to injury to fitness to injury to fitness to injury. And that's going to be a big blow because Manchester United really like to attack that left-hand flank of the Old Trafford turf. And unfortunately, we've got no left back for this weekend. So again, the back four is going to be very much imbalanced, which does really start to worry me because with no Lissandro Martinez, Malasia's injury as well looks like it's going to keep him out for the rest of the season as well, which is a big blow for Manchester United. Luke Shaw, again, injury prone, out for 3 months. Would be very surprised if he makes the Euros for England's Gareth Southgate side. And also Alvaro Fernandez, that was originally on loan for this season. We sent him to Benfica in the January transfer window on loan. And idiotically, Manchester United did not include a break clause that if one of their left backs get injured, we can recall one of our left backs. And unfortunately, we have got no balance back four because we can't recall Alvaro Fernandez from his loan at Benfica because Man United idiotically forgot to include that clause in the contract. And obviously, that deal to Benfica wouldn't happen unless Luke Shaw was unless Alvaro Fernandez was tied down to a season-long loan deal at obviously Benfica. Obviously now that is looking like a massive mistake. The back four is now extremely weak. I do worry Manchester United defensively without Luke Shaw, without Martinez. I've seen the goals we've conceded against Luton. I've seen the goals we've conceded against Newport and Wolves, and obviously Tottenham as well. It does really start to worry me that these injuries could derail Manchester United's form till the end of this Premier League season. It is a big blow. But again, I've always stated that Luke Shaw is injury prone. Man United should have got rid when they had the opportunity to get rid. And unfortunately, again, that has cost us for the rest of the season. And it's Manchester United's own fault. I've got no sympathy. I can't feel for them because this is their own mistake. They should have kept Sergio Reguilon, and another idiot deal that was done by Manchester United to include let's only have Sergio Reguilon on loan at Manchester United for 6 months, knowing Manchester United thought Luke Shaw was going to be back to full fitness for the rest of the season and they thought Malacia was going to return. Letting Sergio Reguilon go was a massive mistake. He was one of our better left backs we had in this team, was better on a fitness-wise than Luke Shaw, miles better than Malacia, and Manchester United terminated the loan deal from Tottenham with then Reguilon then going to Brentford in the January transfer window for the rest of the season. So we've got no left back. So the back four, unfortunately, is going to be very much massively imbalanced for this weekend's game. Unless Manchester United risk putting a 16-year-old academy left back in the starting 11 for this weekend's Premier League home game. Man United aren't going to do that. They are not going to risk that because that could go horrifically wrong, exposing a 16-year-old academy left back against a fully grown Premier League team in Fulham. That could rip his career apart. I mean, would probably be massively exposed to Fulham's attacks. I don't think Man United are going to take that risk. But again, it's a situation where we needed fit players to maintain this form. Can we do that without Luke Shaw? Can we do that without a traditional left back now? Can we really keep this form up with the injuries we've got yet again in this squad? I'm not sure. I think this Fulham game is going to be tough. I'm not expecting an easy ride again because look how difficult Luton was last weekend. soon as Luton scored that goal, Man United went backwards, and I could not believe how badly we struggled to break that Luton Town team down. I could not believe how bad we were. For me, from the perspective, it was shocking the way we conceded the goal. It was defensively piss poor. The midfield battle lost the ball, which conceded to the Luton goal from Carlton Morris, because the back four were at sixes and sevens yet again. So United have got a lot more questions than answers for this weekend's game. If we can make this 5 Premier League wins in a row, then I can say to you now, we will get top 4, we will get Champions League football, and Man United have turned this season around. But there is also a but here. We are going to have to hope what happens this weekend. Tottenham were originally meant to be playing Chelsea today on this Friday. Obviously, that game's being postponed because obviously Chelsea are in the Carabao Cup final against Liverpool at Wembley on Sunday afternoon at 3 o'clock. So Tottenham will have that game in hand when they come back, because that Chelsea game will get rescheduled. So it's very much important that Man United take the focus away from Tottenham, and also the focus is Aston Villa also playing this weekend. If Aston Villa were to win, and I think they've got Nottingham Forest, I'm not 100% sure, but if they beat Nottingham Forest, then again, we are still going to be behind Aston Villa by another 3 points. No, by 5 points still, even if Aston Villa win this weekend. So again, we are having to hope results also go our way. But the focus needs to be taken away from Aston Villa. It needs to be taken away from Tottenham. We've got to do our job. We were not expecting to be this close where we were months ago. If you would have told me back in October or September that Manchester United were going to be anywhere near top 4, or even contenders to be back in the UEFA Champions League again for 2 seasons running, I would not have believed you with the season we were having. I still think this season's been really shit. We've not had the fully fit squad. We've not had the backing the manager I think deserved in the January transfer window. Also, of last summer's transfer window in 2023 has obviously really affected the plans for January. And obviously, January, we've got fuck all for Manchester United bringing players in. So Ten Hag has basically had to get on with it. He's had to go with the squad he has. He's got to go with the players he's got available at his disposal. And unfortunately, a lot of players that we don't want to see playing for Manchester United, again, will be featuring for the team because Ten Hag doesn't have options. So pretty much don't be surprised if Harry Maguire and Victor Lindelof are starting in that back four. Don't be surprised if Dalot starting in the back four as well. And obviously Varane, because like we said, got no Shaw, got no Malacia, got no Martinez. So again, Manchester United have been left with very limited options. Dalot at right back, again, is a big concern for me defensively as well as going forward. One good assist against Aston Villa. Went back to being the same old useless Dalot that I've ever seen at this club. I think Dalot has been a very, very bad signing for Manchester United ever since Mourinho was in charge. I don't want him in this Man United team. I think defensively he's awful. Going forward, he can't really enhance the game. And I just think he hasn't got the adaptable game quality of what the Premier League possesses. So we all know that, again, we haven't got right back options because Aaron Wan-Bissaka is out injured for the rest of the season. So it really frustrates me that these players that we all know in that back four should not be at this club, as well as Malacia, as well as Luke Shaw. That is 6 of our back four that is versatile and weak. And that worries me because all those 6 should be part of the summer exodus that apparently we're going to get, apparently. And we're going to have a mega summer spend to try and bring in players we need. I wouldn't jump to conclusions that all those players are going to go, but a lot of these players are getting a chance now to prove themselves. And I think some of these players are on a lifeline till the end of this current season. I think a lot of these players know if they fuck up at all and they start going backwards on performance, they know they're going to be on that Man United chopping block and they're going to be gone out of the club in the summer. So a lot of them will be fighting for their futures ahead of Saturday's game because a lot of them will be starting. Lindelof at left back, again, what angers me about that is we should have kept Reguilon because Reguilon would have been a key player for Manchester United going forward for the rest of the season. Sergio Reguilon was one of our better players, and we let him go. Like I loved Reguilon. I mean, I've got his shirt in there, which was a gift from a friend and a family. He was one of my favourite players, and letting him go has probably been an idiotic mistake that United are going to live to regret. Because defensively, I think we're going to concede goals now. It really panics me. But Fulham, like I said, have got their own problems, and mainly their two big main players that they have in that team. In Raul Jimenez is out with a severe knee injury for the rest of the season, won't be available for Fulham this weekend, so the goal threat will be less vulnerable. Palhinha, the Fulham Portuguese midfielder that everyone has got their eyes on in Bayern Munich, Liverpool, Manchester United, Arsenal, Spurs, Chelsea, etc., have all got their eyes on the Portuguese midfielder. Would love him at Manchester United. I think would really, really fit our style of play that Ten Hag is trying to influence Old Trafford. And then obviously the experience of Casemiro with Palhinha and Bruno Fernandes might help get that transfer done in the summer. I don't think we're looking at that type of midfielder. I think we're trying to look at a different direction. But obviously also out for Fulham because he picked up an idiotic fifth yellow card last weekend's game, is out of the game this weekend. So Fulham are coming into this game a lot more weaker than Manchester United. And a lot of people will tell me, but if you look at that Man United team and you look at your injuries compared to Fulham's injuries and suspensions, you would say Manchester United are in a lot worse shape. And yes, I would agree with you. I would agree with you that we have got our own problems. We are in a really, really shit situation through suspensions and injuries. But it's Man United's own fault, and Fulham have also got their own problems. So both clubs are very muchly at fault for the problems, which can't be helped. But obviously, since Mitrovic went, which again is a big talking point, since Mitrovic went, I don't think Raul Jimenez has hit the ground running, which Fulham fans probably would have expected. Probably they all thought he'd be banging in the goals week in, week out for Fulham Football Club. Hasn't really worked out that move, I don't think, especially on a free. Fulham getting him for free was a bargain. Why Man United did not fucking look at that in the summer of last season, God knows. I'm still puzzled because I really, really rated Raul Jimenez when he was at Wolves. I really liked the guy. I really liked that player. And I really wanted him that Man United attack. But obviously, him being out of a bad knee injury is obviously a boost for Manchester United's point of view because there's going to be a less of a goal threat from Fulham. But they've still got dangerous players. I mean, Andres Pereira is going to be returning to Old Trafford. Ex-Man United reject, we all know who wasn't good enough, will be returning. I mean, he'll be seeking reassurances that he really should have been at Old Trafford still, which I disagree with. He wasn't good enough. Never hit the ground running. So he's going to be wanting to come to Old Trafford and prove a point. The biggest threat for me is Willian. I've seen a lot of, EA Sports FC 24 players use Willian in their teams in these Premier League tournaments on the esports on YouTube, and they've used a lot of Willian. And again, quite surprising, but probably, again, one of Fulham's standout players that Fulham have probably, again, got him on a bargain, by the way, got him for free. To keep Willian on a free, that is great business from Fulham Football Club. Has offered goals, has offered quality from penalties as well as free kicks, as well as set pieces. He creates big problems for the opposition. Willian's probably Fulham's biggest threat going forward for Saturday's game. And I think for me, Willian against Lindelof, that is going to be problematic. That's what scares me, because Willian against Lindelof, it's like an egg and spoon race. If you've got a big, big lead in an egg and spoon race and you're massively out in front, and then all of a sudden this quick-paced player or runner can keep the egg balanced on the spoon while he's still going at the speed and the tempo he's going at in the race to overtake you. That is Lindelof and Willian. Lindelof has got comfortable, and then all of a sudden Williams come up from speed nothing and come right back from here and absolutely overtaken him like that. So I think for me, Willian is the biggest threat for Fulham. And I think he could cause problems. I rated Willian at Chelsea. I rated Willian at Arsenal. I really like the player. Why Manchester United never looked at that when he first came about the Premier League? Absolutely, God knows. The recruitment level at Manchester United is beyond shocking. We've said that many, many times before. So I think Lindelof is in for a busy afternoon. But if we can shut that problem down, Man United could have a comfortable afternoon. And Man United are going to go into this game as favourites. Of course, they're going to go into the game as favourites. The form we're on at the moment. So it's as it is so far. Tottenham, we drew. Newport, we won. We then beat Wolves, beat West Ham. We then beat Luton. No, hang on. Tottenham we drew. Newport we beat. Then we beat Wolves. Then we beat West Ham. Then we beat Villa. Then we beat Luton. Number 7 could be Fulham. United are going to be favourites. And I think United know that Fulham are coming into the game as much as the underdog. But Old Trafford is not a fortress as it once was. It is not as a built facility like it once was. Old Trafford is very much falling down. We all got to realise that stadium is falling to bits. And it's not going to be there forever. We are going to be getting a state-of-the-art football stadium because Old Trafford is not fit for purpose anymore, which is sad. It's going to be sad to see Old Trafford knocked down, but it is what it is. We've got to realise and face reality that Old Trafford is going to be gone. And a lot of teams are going to look at that and thinking they can come and get a result because when we start building our new stadium, our 90,000 seater capacity stadium, United are going to have to get used to playing on that pitch because they've got so used to being playing at Old Trafford all these years in their lifetime. They're going to have to get used to be playing on a new pitch, and you've got to then make that a fortress again because it's not going to be Old Trafford like it once was. It's going to be Old Trafford what it is today. So United have got to keep the momentum up they've got, win another home game, get the home form a bit more progressive. So United are in a better state, I would say, form-wise than Fulham. But it's just for me, it's the defensive worries, which I've said in this video. And it's the lack of, I would also say, attack. Like, I know Rasmus Højlund has scored 8 goals in a row now, which is fucking fantastic. Obviously, for me, really should be getting Team of the Year in the Premier League on my shout at the moment for his goals that he has scored in this Premier League campaign. He's our top goal scorer. He's been an absolute breath of fresh air since he's been at the club. He's only 21. Can he continue his goal scoring form this weekend? I think he very much could because he's finding the Premier League settling now. He's finding that rhythm. He's finding that style of play. And he's finally starting to adapt to the tempo which the Premier League offers. I always said that Rasmus Højlund would come good. Yes, there was a worrying time where there was no goals coming from him and that we looked like we bought an 85 million paperweight from a charity shop and it might not have worked. I didn't know it was going to work. I didn't know if it was going to work or not. Like, I was very, very much to the conclusion that United have clearly spent all this money on him and they're hoping he's going to adapt quickly. It didn't happen at the beginning, which we all wanted it to. All of a sudden now, something's clicked. And I think for me, what's happened here is, and I think if you've noticed, an ex-Manchester United legend, Robin Van Persie, has been doing his coaching badges at Manchester United. And obviously, Robin Van Persie has been giving Rasmus Højlund one-to-one sessions on how to get Premier League goals, how to become a more prolific goal scorer and striker. And since then, Rasmus Højlund's gone from there to like up here and beyond, like to infinity and beyond. I'm not Buzz Lightyear from Toy Story, but he's gone from that to that in a matter of games. Like, the quality he has got is phenomenal. He's my favourite Manchester United player now because I love the guy. Like, you cannot say one bad word about Rasmus. He's a quality world-class striker. For me, he will become the next Erling Haaland. I think he will have a great, great career at Manchester United. The only problem you've got is if this form carries on and he keeps scoring goals, the only problem you've got, if United were to fail to get Champions League football and bigger clubs start calling for these players and want them, say Real Madrid, Barcelona, etc., you could start losing these players because the temptation of Champions League football is going to be there. They'll be playing in a top European competition, a better league where they're guaranteed more goals and more minutes. So United have got, they have got an issue. But I think Rasmus is here to stay. I don't doubt he's going to go anywhere. I think he's going to be at Manchester United for the rest of his career. He loves the club. He's always supported the club as a boy. I want him to continue the form he's on. Those 2 goals against Luton, the way he took them, especially the second goal, that is what you call quality. To, put the ball in off the chest with the way he swiveled on it and the way he, his body positioning just to, hit it like that. It's like you don't see that from another Premier League striker. You don't see that type of quality from any other striker in this league, in my view. You don't see that type of quality the way he took his second goal against Luton Town last weekend. You don't see that. And I think for me, that is what's making Rasmus Højlund an even more likeable character. Like, he is a great, great, great player. And I think he's going to go on to hit big, heavy numbers for Manchester United in seasons to come. And I think for me, more the merrier, because that is what we need. Obviously, the burden, again, is still very much on him because we ain't got a striker to replace him if we fucking lose him for injury. I mean, God forbid, let's pray that doesn't happen because, at the end of the day, if we lose Ras out of this team who is on great form, for me at the moment, the way this league's looking and the way Rasmus has scored goals and the way Erik ten Hag has turned this season around in February, if we can go into March by beating, Fulham Saturday, we beat Nottingham Forest next Wednesday in FA Cup 5th round, and then we go to the Etihad and get something, you can start looking ahead for next season, because if we can leapfrog Spurs and Villa in a matter of 2 weeks, 2 massive games, Manchester United, I can safely say, will be back at Europe's top table. If we get Champions League football the way it was looking last year, before the end of 2023, this season could be great. If we win the FA Cup, wow. I mean, what a fucking rollercoaster season it's been. It's been mental. But again, the focus is ahead of Saturday. Obviously, we ain't got no Anthony Martial. Out injured for the rest of the season. Is going to be let go at the end of the season on a free transfer. Again, Man United have really screwed up there. If they had any offers in January, they should have just took them. But again, look where we are. We are relying on Rasmus Højlund to deliver the goals week in, week out. That ain't always going to happen, by the way. Man United cannot always rely on Rasmus every week. But this is why we need a striker in the summer, and this is why we're looking at one, because the burden on Rasmus' shoulders is unbelievable. At the age of 21, he could suffer burnout very quickly if we do not get a striker to help back him up next season. If we don't sign a striker in the summer, forget next season, because the problems of this season will resurface in next season's Premier League, as well as in Europe and all the cup competition. So we've got problems, because we've also got, what's happened to Rashford since Wolves. 1 goal against Wolves, and all of a sudden has fallen flat on his face again. Garnacho, like I keep stating, he's not a right winger. Why he keeps being deployed on the right wing terrifies me, because Garnacho is a fucking left winger. I don't know why no one has got the balls to say that Rashford should be dropped, except me, in my view. I think Rashford should be out this team based on these last few games. Goalless against West Ham, goalless against Villa, goalless against Luton, goalless against West Ham. So West Ham, Luton and Villa. 3 games in a row, he has not scored a goal. And we wonder where the problems are. Garnacho on the right wing doesn't work. So either both of them have got to be dropped for Saturday, or one starts over the other. For me, the only droppable option there is getting Rashford out this team. We all know PSG are going to come for Rashford in the summer. And if they offer stupid, ridiculous money, like over 150 million, I'm sorry, Man United fans, but we've got to take this to rebuild this team. We're better without Rashford. We are much better without him. He doesn't have a career here. I'm sorry to say, it's the end. This is going to be Rashford's last season at Manchester United. He ain't good enough anymore, and we need to start realising now it's for the better. If you keep Rashford, you are carrying another deadwood player in this team next season, along with a few others. So for me, if Ten Hag has got any balls, in my view, and I'm looking forward to the weekend's game, I want us to win, but I'm making changes. I am dropping Garnacho. I'm dropping Rashford. I'm bringing Ahmad in on the right to give him a chance in this league because he's not played any fucking football. Ahmad's not kicked a ball lately. Like, what the hell has he done? I know he liked the post saying he should have gone back to Sunderland because Ten Hag and someone said that Ten Hag didn't really appreciate Ahmad. So again, why has he not been given a chance? Does Ten Hag not rate him quite clearly, or does he not want him here? Does he think cash in? So, I mean, Anthony. I mean, if you've read the reports this morning that Ten Hag is not willing to let Anthony go or let him leave or either go on a loan, that clearly says that he still thinks Anthony's got a chance at this club. And obviously, due to his form, it's a bit worrying that he's not developing what we thought he was going to do. We all thought Anthony was the right wing, solution to all the problems the right wings had at this club for so many seasons and so many years. You would have thought Anthony would hit the ground running. That signing hasn't worked. So again, we don't have options on the left. So you can't really then, in my view, what I just said there, we can't really drop Rashford and Garnacho in the same game. One or the other's got to go here. I think get Garnacho back on the left and get Ahmad on the right. Let these youngsters run this front three. Let these front three go and do something that we are least expecting. We've not given Ahmad a chance. Garnacho and Højlund are combining now, which is great. But if he can get Ahmad on the ball, look what he did at Sunderland last season. He was ripping that league apart. So at least give the kid a chance to say, do you know what? Here's your chance now, Ahmad. Go and show what he can do. But I just don't think Ten Hag rates him. I don't think Ten Hag, in my view, has got the balls to drop Rashford. Rashford, I think, is going to play. I don't think Ten Hag wants to drop these three because he knows at the moment, based on form and based on consistency and based on the goals Man United are scoring, Ten Hag can't drop him because he realises the bench is weak. He realises the options off the bench are quite poor because we ain't got no striker, which again is a massive mistake for Manchester United. The only striker we've got is that young player called Fulham. He ain't going to make it. He ain't good enough to start. He ain't good enough to come into the team for Rasmus Højlund. So again, you've really left Ten Hag massively out to dry here for this weekend's game, as well as many other games. They have left the manager massively underemployed, massively left with a lack of squad balance, a lack of squad depth. This team is struggling because Ten Hag wasn't given the backing he thought he deserved in January. And then he got the guts and called it out. Well, if we're going to get this summer clear out like we've been told we're going to get, and we're going to have a massive squad overhaul and let 15, 16 players go, but then a report an hour later comes out and says, Man United have only got 40 million to spend this summer. And it's like, so 1 minute you're telling us we've got all this money because our financial fair play thing's fine. We ain't got to worry about it anymore, which there was no issues anyway. But then you're telling us an hour later in the mail that we've only got 40 million to spend. I don't believe that bullshit. That is basically using financial fair play. And apparently we've got to sell to buy. So we get an hour of optimism and then an hour of crash land. Like, I just don't get it. I really don't. So United are left in a place now that we've got to get to the end of the season, keep winning games, get European football, and basically, again, also was pointing out, Man United do not know what they can spend even if they don't get Champions League football. If they don't get Champions League football, apparently we're not spending a lot. So you're writing next season off then. So this Sir John Ratcliffe hype is died within a day because there apparently is no money. So United have got to fight right till the bitter end. United have got to fight, basically. United have got to fight for every point going now with the squad they've got. And I feel for the manager because if you look at not just the attack, but which we've just talked about, and now you look at the midfield, is Ten Hag going to drop Mainu? No. Is he going to drop Fernandes? No. Is he going to drop Casemiro? No. I mean, Casemiro's lucky he's available for this weekend's game because he should have been sent off against Luton. Like, he should have been sent off. I'm even saying that from a United fan point of view. He should have gone at the weekend. He should have been sent off. And Man United should have been down to 10 men. And we would have lost to Luton. We would have lost. And we would have deserved to lose if Casemiro got himself sent off. So Casemiro is quite lucky he's in the team this weekend. And I thought the midfield was balanced with Mainu in it, which I still think it is. He was running that midfield show. When Man United conceded that goal, do you see the calmness he brings? Like, this guy is fucking world class. Like, Mainu at the moment, if you're going to get anyone into that midfield for midfield of the year in Premier League team of the year, I'm sorry, fuck De Bruyne, fuck Rodri, fuck all them. Mainu has to get in that Premier League team of the year because his calmness, sophistication, and his dedication he is shown in a United shirt is springing this United team on. He's bringing in so much quality that this team was clearly lacking. Mainu is only 18 years of age, by the way. Only 18. And he looks 10 times better than McTominay, which he has been anyway. He's better than Eriksen. He's better than Mount. He's better than Hannibal Mabry. United have got 4 midfielders there they could actually sell, which we could let go and keep Mainu ahead of all of them. So don't expect Ten Hag to tweak that midfield because Ten Hag is going to look at the balance and the way Mainu brought calmness and, try to chill everyone out. As soon as that goal went in from Luton, we conceded through, again, poor goalkeeping from Onana, who basically did a belly flop to try and block the Carlton Morris header from going into the back of our net. Mainu brought so much calmness. He calmed every every fucking player in that United 11. He calmed them the fuck down. Not one other Man United player is doing what Mainu does. Man United would be absolutely screwed without Mainu in this team. Would be absolutely screwed. And he will start Saturday. There is no way Ten Hag is going to make the midfield changes. It will stick with the same midfield. He will stick with the same attack. It's just that back 5 is my main worry. And we've already discussed it, but it's a big worry because the goals we're conceding are poor. The defensive work is shambolic. The goalkeeper, 60 million, I wouldn't sign him for £6. How many goals is Onana let in? And I was excited when we signed him. I thought, you know what? We've moved on from De Gea. De Gea was treated badly. He should not have been treated the way he was treated by the club and just got rid of. So United have basically brought in a 60 million paperweight to replace a goalkeeper that actually gave a shit. And I know De Gea made mistakes. I know he made mistakes. But he wouldn't have conceded half the goals Onana has this season. And that's a fact. And the goal against Luton is preventable. If the midfield wouldn't have lost control, if the defence would have, blocked the Doherty cross into the Man United penalty area when all our back four are just standing there like bloody statues, if a goalkeeper wouldn't come out and make rash decisions and flop at the ball, doing a big, massive belly flop, we're not on fucking Fall Guys. We're not leaping forward, pressing the square button. Like, we are meant to be Manchester United here. We need to keep the ball out the back of our net because we are trying to get our goal difference in a positive direction as well. We need to finish this Premier League season on a high. If we don't get top 4, I think all hell's going to break loose in the summer and teams will come after our players. And I think, again, if we don't get top 4 and we don't get Champions League football, then I would worry long-term that we are going to lose key players. Fernandes, Casemiro, Varane, Martinez, Bruno, Casemiro, Rasmus Hojlund and Garnacho. If we lose them and we don't get rid of the others, Manchester United are going to be fucked. Because if you keep this deadwood, and there's a lot of it, there's about 16, 18 to 20 players that need to be told they are going no matter what in the summer. No ifs, no buts, no excuses. Manchester United are going to face a future and a very uncertain one. I'm not saying we are going to win this game comfortably. I was wrong about the Luton prediction. I was wrong about the way Luton played. And I was wrong about Manchester United dominating the way I thought we were going to. I thought it could have been an 8 or 9-0 win. I got that wrong. I hold my hands up. But we need to just keep winning. That is the main thing now. We need to keep winning and keep this form up. We beat Fulham. That's 7 games unbeaten in a row. Like, unbeaten in 2024. Like, who's not saying that that looks quite good? I'm saying that looks fantastic. If United get top 4 FA Cup, perfect. Good season. 7 to an 8 out of 10. Not brilliant, not fantastic, but you've won a trophy, you're back in Europe, great. Now we build on that. And Fulham is not going to be. It's not going to be easy. This Fulham team feel like they can fight. They always give us a good game at Old Trafford. They always come and give us a good fight. They do score goals. They've done it before. So, United have still got a job to do here. We can't take our focus off the game. We've got to focus on making sure these 3 points come to Old Trafford at the weekend. We need to make sure we don't make the same mistakes we've been making. We need to stop conceding goals we have been conceding. And United have just got to carry on this momentum, because that momentum will get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And the more wins we get and the more clean sheets we get, Manchester United are going to find the end of the season fantastic. And against the bigger teams, you still got to play Arsenal and Liverpool at Old Trafford. Still got to go to Chelsea away at Stamford Bridge. We still got to go away to Man City at the Etihad in 3 weeks' time, which is going to be a fucking nightmare. But at the end of the day, it's looking up. Things are looking a lot more up. And I'm proud to say that. I'm a lot happier with the way we are at the moment. But there is still a hell of a lot of improvement. Let's not beat around the bush. This Premier League season should have been a lot better than what it has been. We are in a bad position in the league, even though we've kept winning and not dropping points. We should have cemented top 4 this season, which we haven't. We didn't defend the Carabao Cup. We got knocked out of the Champions League out of the whole group, finishing bottom, which was a joke. So we are basically, relying on a 21-year-old striker and a world-class winger in Garnacho do all the work. We've got Mainu, which for me, again, I've always stated in the last few weeks, United build a team around Kobe Mainu, Alejandro Garnacho and Rasmus Højlund. Man United will win trophy after trophy every single season. You build a team around those 3, which I fully believe will be the main 3 stars at Old Trafford in the next 5 to 10 years. Man United will become a force again. Erik ten Hag will still be our manager, and Man United will keep on moving up that Premier League table. But like I said, the focus is making sure you beat Fulham first. Don't slip up. Don't throw your form away, which you've shown in the last week. Don't do anything idiotic to cost this club going forward. I don't want mistakes. I don't want to concede goals. I want to start getting convincing home wins at Old Trafford as well as away wins as well. We need to keep this momentum up. We beat Fulham. We can head into the FA Cup next week with a lot more confidence, as well as this weekend as well. There's still going to be confidence there, of course, after the last few wins. And then we can go to the Etihad. That's going to be a big fucking test. We all know what happened there last season. Manchester United lost 6-3. And Foden and Haaland both scored hat-tricks that day, which was the biggest L this club's ever had in a Manchester derby. Like, I don't want to see that ever again. If we can go to the Etihad and we can pick something up, then sky's the limit. Sky is the limit. Because I'm looking forward now. I am looking a lot more forward now than what I was a few weeks ago with this football club. And yes, it's been one hell of an up and down season. Yeah, it's been mental. But I'm enjoying the way we're playing in the last few weeks. I'm enjoying the performances. I'm enjoying the goals we are scoring. And I'm really proud of the development that Rasmus Højlund that I believed in. Remember that. I believed in this guy. I knew he was going to come good. I knew this wasn't going to be 85 million down the drain. I knew Rasmus Højlund was going to come good for Manchester United. And now look at him. Prolific goal scoring striker. Top goal scorer at the club. This guy's got the whole package. For me, he is the next Robin van Persie in the making. And having Robin van Persie work at Man United doing his coaching badges, this Rasmus has hit another level since then. Since Robin van Persie's turned back up, Rasmus Højlund is on another level. No one can stop him. His movement, his body, his tempo, his control, his skill, his speed, his tempo, everything. his attributes, his physicality. We don't have that in any other Man United player except Rasmus. And he is going to be a star again at the weekend. Scoreline wise, what do I think? I'm going to go for 3 or 4-0 United, the way we've been playing based on the last few results. So let's see what happens Saturday afternoon. Hit the like button and the share button. Hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. United Red Devils 20 on YouTube. Share the video. Hit the tweet button. Hit the retweet button. And remember to always remember that notification bell. You put that bell on at all times so you receive dedicated brand new content planned for the rest of this year in 2024. Brand new videos, shorts and live streams, brand new games, brand new gaming content. Obviously, the main games, Fortnite, Rocket League, EAFC 24, F1 24 will be coming this year, EA Sports FC 25, F1 23. Brand new game coming next week, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 is arriving on this channel, so look out for that as well. Hope you enjoyed this Premier League preview. Obviously, let's see what happens Saturday afternoon. Please join me for the match reaction and the final score at Old Trafford for match day 26 for the 2023-2024 Premier League season between Manchester United and Fulham. Let's hope we can make it 7 games unbeaten. Let's make it 5 Premier League wins in a row. Enjoy the weekend. Enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe, be nice, and be kind to each other. You're all legends, you're all legendary, and I will see you on the next one.